Excuse me. Well, it looks like we're going to get started. Hello, everybody. This is Terry Kay. How you doing tonight? Oh, it's just so good to be in the house. I have my sister Angela with me, Angela Young. Say hello to everybody, Angela.
Hello, everybody.
If you guys don't know, Angela is going to be the designer and decorator at a gathering in the War Room in Akron. She is an expert at designing things. Well, you introduce yourself, Angela, and tell everybody what you do, what's your specialty.
Oh, you were doing so well. uh, my name is Angela Decor Chick Young, and I am an decorator, owner, and visionary of Interior Reflections by Ange, which I launched in 2019 officially during the pandemic when most entrepreneurs came out of the closet. But I did go to school for fashion merchandising and interior design at Virginia Marty College in Lakewood, Ohio. Graduated from there in 2004 and did a lot of projects for family and friends free of charge. And so I guess like during that time when COVID hit and we were sitting at home thinking of things to do, I just decided to go ahead and launch my business on a professional level. And here I am.
Well, Angela does a really great job. Angela was the designer at when we had a gathering in the War Room in Cleveland at the Hen Mansion. And literally, Angela took a ledge, y'all, a window ledge, and designed a whole personal war room space. It was beautiful and it was pink. And I'm really not a pink kind of girl, but it was beautiful and so welcoming. It was. I kind of just wanted to lay down and talk to the Lord in that space. And she's going to be at the gathering in the War Room in Akron, and she's going to have more than just a ledge. But I can't wait to see what you're going to come up with because your ideas are so unique. And we have, like I said, a couple, Candace P and her husband, that I met Candace at your Awake event,
Oh,
the
yeah.
group that you
Yes.
have.
Yes.
hmm Yeah, she was a vendor there. And I was talking about the war room, and she said, "Oh, my husband and I just bought a house." And so they're coming. She's going to be a vendor there. So you make sure you,
Awesome.
yeah, spend some time with them because
Yes.
they're trying to figure out where to put their war room in their house. But
Okay.
other than that, you're a woman that has a lot of prayer going on in her life. You're very spiritual. So tell the audience, what's your relationship with God and why do you think prayer is important?
So thankfully to both of my parents, I have a very close relationship with the Lord. Just as a little girl on up through the years, I um, was brought up in the church type of atmosphere. So we went to church, we went to Bible study, sometimes sat in on choir rehearsals. I can't sing, but I would watch my mom sing, and just was very involved. In my childhood years, my sister and I both went to parochial school all our lives, so we had that Christian based learning as well. So it's just been ingrained in me to make sure that God is at the forefront of my life. I don't know any differently than that. And I'm thankful for that. Prayer life is very important. I think that's how we get through most situations in life, good and bad. So I just think that that is really what needs to be the foundation, prayer for anybody, especially in this world that we're living in today. So,
Yeah, yeah. Now, when I talk about prayer, and like we're doing a Bible plan right now. It's called the Prayer
mhm.
Revolution, and when we talk about prayer, we're trying to get people to understand how much power is involved in prayer and how prayer has to be personal. Well, it doesn't have to be, but it can be. And when it's
Mhm.
personal, the power that you have in prayer. So when you talk to people about prayer, because sometimes people think, oh, well, it's too deep for me. you know, I
Mhm.
say, bless my food, this and that. When you
Mhm.
talk to people about prayer, how do you impress on them the importance of that personal relationship with God?
Well, I think that for me, and speaking with individuals, I talk about prayer or talk about God as really a friend. So I wouldn't treat him any differently than I would a human being. Um, for me, I treat him better than a human being because I think that God knows more secrets about me and just having that personal conversation with God than most other people do. So that relationship is not only going to God and asking him for things, but just praising him for things as well. And it, for me, it happens pretty much everywhere that I am. I could be in the kitchen loading the dishwasher because I'm not washing dishes. Or driving in my car or in the shower and something may just, click and I find myself just talking to the Lord or saying, God, why did I do that? Or God, help me through this day, guide me, help me to say the right things or help me not to say the wrong thing. So it's just a constant throughout the day conversation and relationship that I have with God. So I think that's why I say it's even more personal or interpersonal than it is with a human. So
Yeah, yeah, and that's what I always told people. The running joke with me is that when Judgment Day comes and God sees me coming, He gonna pull up a chair because He know I'm gonna. It's because He gonna be like, oh, here she comes.
right.
Here she comes, that girl. Because I really have gotten to the point where I just talk to God all the time, and I call Jesus'
Mhm.
name out. Jesus gonna be warning
Mhm.
God. Here she comes. Here she comes.
Mhm.
Because I found that once I started learning about who God is, not just the sovereignty and the power that God has to create such beings as we are,
Mhm.
and then maintain everything. When I think about me, when I just trying to get my kids out the door for school and prepare dinner and go to work and keep gas in the car, stuff
Mhm.
like that, sometimes I
Mhm.
get overwhelmed with that. And when I think about how God is in control of everything, running everything,
Mhm.
putting dots on I's and crossing T's, and
Mhm.
in my own life, how much the spirit of God has just guided me. Once
Mhm.
I started acknowledging who God was in my life, then that conversation just got easier and easier. And that's what a prayer room or a war room kind of does. That's what this whole movement here, and I call it a movement because in Cleveland that was the only time we planned on doing.
Really? Wow.
And people are like, well, I don't want to do this, do that, do that. So
Mhm.
it's kind of evolved to get people to understand that that's where you can get deep down and dirty and personal with God
Right.
in the prayer room, to be
Exactly.
able to just fly off in your car and be like, okay, God, now, and because
Right.
I feel like, okay, because I know
Mhm.
you're hearing me, and I know I didn't recite a perfect prayer, but I'm talking to you, and that's a prayer.
Right. Right.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. So
Absolutely.
yeah, and it's just like it's amazing how your life can change. And when I met you, I hadn't. Where did I? Oh, you were in the Akron, Cleveland ladies meetup group, and I
Yes. Yes.
and so then you agreed to come to the Hen Mansion, and
Mhm.
everybody was just so impressed. They were like, "Wow!" Especially people like me who can't put a room together. It's like I'm serious. I've seen the work online that you just did with Suburban.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Make me want to go on a vacation. It's a, I mean, how do you incorporate the love of Christ in what you do? Because you can tell. You can tell.
Mhm. I couldn't do anything without Christ. So he is the basis for everything. He guides me. I don't put a whole lot of thought into things. I wake up and I'm a last minute person. I really I try to be better. I'm trying to get better. Um, but that's just who I've always been. So God has always came in and saved the day. And what I stopped doing is worrying. I put it in God's hands. So I said, look, God, I got to do this tomorrow. I'm gonna need you to, to work with your girl and help me bring this on home. And without a shadow of a doubt, he is batting at 100%. I have I just have no regrets in how I trust the Lord because he has always brought me through situations. So, yeah, people ask me like, how do you come up with this, or where did you get this idea? I don't think on things for a very long time. It just comes to me. I've just always been that way.
Wow, that's amazing. I tell you, I have a lot of respect for you because it takes a lot. It's a talent. It's a talent, and in order
Hmm.
to be able to step out on faith like that, you have to
Hmm.
have developed that faith. And God put you in this situation for a reason, and He's going to
Hmm.
pull you through, just like you said. And
Hmm.
and that's what I'm trying to get people to understand, that to rely on a strong force in your life like God
Hmm.
is a sure 100% winner.
Hmm.
You know,
Absolutely.
it is. And people are like, well, how come God lets bad things happen? And it's like,
Hmm.
first of all, I'm not God, so don't try to get me to answer that.
Right, right.
I don't know. But one
Hmm.
thing I do know, that the Bible says that He gives us free choice and free.
Hmm.
And that's kind of how we fell into sin in the first place.
Right. Exactly.
It's usually our own decisions.
Hmm. Hmm.
But the grace that's given by God, the grace that Jesus came here and left with us, it's
Hmm.
just, it overwhelms me how much grace I've been given in my life.
Same here. Same here. I don't really think, I don't look at situations. I mean, there are tragic things that happen in our lives and or bad things that happen in our lives, but I think that what God gives us are experiences. And he gives us those experiences for a reason, to learn from them, to grow from them, to show us how strong we really are by having him by our side. So although there's some tragedies that happen, he brings us through. He keeps us, he holds us. um and so, I mean, I've been through things through my life, but I don't have any regrets because I don't think that I would be the person that I am without having went through those situations. So,
Yeah. Yeah, and it's always to help somebody else. I feel that's
mhm,
what the woman at the well is like. Your experience meeting Jesus at the well is not just for you. It's
mhm,
that she went out and called everybody into the circle, because
right,
that's what we do. That's what we
mhm,
do when we meet him at the well. And when I say meet him at the well, it's like that coming to Jesus moment when you
mhm,
realize finally what it's all about and how you're included in it, just because you
right,
believe. It's like,
mhm,
I don't really have to do anything more than have that faith of who Jesus is, and
exactly,
I'm in.
exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
People make it more difficult than what it is.
They do.
Yeah. Okay.
They do.
They
Mhm.
do. Because once you do that and you make a commitment, then everything else just falls,
Keeps in line. Yeah.
falls into
Mhm.
place. But oh, gee, we're getting out. Okay, I do want you to talk about what do you feel God's going to do at a gathering in a war room? Now, you were at one before,
Right.
and Sister Lakita came in and gave the word.
Woo! Yes, that sister blew my mind. She blew my mind. So to even ask the question of what I think is going to happen, I already know. I already know. And I am just so excited for other people to experience what I had the opportunity to experience. When I walked in there, I had no idea what to expect. And when I left out of there, I just felt just overwhelmed with just joy, with a sense of peace, and the way that those sisters prayed for me. It's something that I will never, ever, ever, ever forget. It was so genuine. It was just a genuine experience. I think that everybody in that room, if you came in there a little shy or nervous about being in a group, all of that was let go, and
Yes,
everybody was just themselves. Um, it was just an awesome, awesome experience. And like I said, I'm looking forward to Akron. I'm just
yes,
loving seeing this mission grow and evolve. It's going to be
yes.
it's going to become bigger and bigger, and we're going to save more and more people. So, yes.
I tell you, I'm just amazed. I mean, I have heard Sister Lakita preach before because I've preached on a platform with her where we did like 10 minutes what the Bible says about it. So I already knew the Spirit was going to work through her. But there were women at the Hen Mansion event in Cleveland who believe in God, but really had not developed that relationship with God
Right.
yet. And she put it so plain how it's like God is just right there for you, and made it so plain that I could see it on their faces. They were just like, wow. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it made them think a little bit about developing a relationship with Christ, because
Yes.
that's the key. That's that, developing that relationship, and then
Mm-hmm.
he will get you to understand just how much you're valued by him, and then it will just develop your whole life into a life changing situation. I'm so glad you had that experience, and I
Yes.
guarantee you it's going to happen again. It's gonna,
Mhm. I already know. I already
like
know.
Lady Carmen Bell. I mean, she's a praying sister. Okay,
Okay.
oh my goodness, and it's just I feel God, and I feel God telling me, just keep going, keep going. And that's why when this crazy little mess here started happening, and I said, okay, because when we did it in Cleveland, Sister Trina, who did all the decorations for the
Mm-hmm.
event, she got attacked. And I told her, and we prayed before, we said, now, the attack is coming. You know it's
It's
coming
coming.
because
Yes.
it's just
Mm-hmm.
a little event we wanted to put on.
Mm-hmm.
And it was very intimate. There was just enough people there. And sure
Right.
enough, both of us got under attack. I won't go into what happened, but we were just like,
Right.
I.
Right.
Where did
Yeah, Satan can't stand it. He cannot stand it.
we really just can't stand
Mhm.
it? It's like, why don't
Right,
you just kind of come on board? But we know he can't no more. He done
right,
lost his chance. But it's
right.
it's like this is just an amazing time. It's a time that God is definitely going to be in the presence. If you don't know about the power of prayer, I encourage you to come. I encourage you
Mhm.
to come and just sit in the room, because
Yes,
you will sit next to somebody who you'll be able to talk to. And then when we watched the movie just touched everybody so powerful. That
yes,
movie is powerful.
it is.
I'm
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen it so many times, and I'm actually looking forward to seeing it again Saturday,
Mhm.
because I know I'm going to find something new.
I was gonna say every time I watch it, it's a part in there that I hadn't seen, or maybe I don't know, walked out of the room or something. But it's always a piece of that movie that is new to me. I'm like, where did that? How is it? So Yeah, it is. It's a good movie. It is really. It's a great movie, actually.
Very
So.
well made. And this time there's going to be men there. So they'll get the. I really want to get the reaction from the men because the man in the movie has a tremendous transformation.
He
Whoa.
does, yeah.
Like which
Yeah.
ended up just yeah, it flowed all through his whole household. I'm gonna give
Mhm.
away,
Yes.
but it's like yeah, I would love to hear from the men how they feel about it. So I'm so excited that Candace brought the idea to bring men in it because
Mhm.
you know we're all children of God, and this is a
Yes.
women's ministry, but men are here too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm just looking forward to it. I tell you guys, if you haven't got your ticket, you got until the 14th to get a ticket. Oh, sorry, God, this is horrible. The
Oh, I feel
tickets are
so bad.
$20. You can get the tickets. Yeah, it's like, but I'm
Mhm.
better. But you can get the tickets on Eventbrite. Just look at a gathering in the War Room, Akron, Ohio, or you can get them on the QR code on the advertisement that's on Facebook. But please bring your friend, bring your guy, bring your girlfriend, bring your child if they're over 12. And if you have to bring your child that's under 12, bring your child that's under 12. God love them too.
Right.
So did you want to say anything else to everybody, Angela?
I mean, I think that you summed it up. I'm just very excited about, I can't believe that it's coming up next week. Uh, I got to get to praying so God can give me some more ideas. But I just, I invite everyone to come. I am not exaggerating. It really was just a breathtaking experience. God was definitely in the house. And even, if people are questioning their faith or questioning who God is, I just think that this is a perfect opportunity to just get to know a little bit about Him. And you start from there. Everybody has to start from somewhere. So,
Absolutely. All
mhm.
right. Well, we're going to cut this off. I said I wasn't going to take but 15 minutes of your time.
Yes.
But
Okay.
yeah, I wanted everybody to see who the people are. We're going to have Lady Carmen Bell on next week. But this is Angela Young. She is a decorator, she is a designer, she is certified, she's a believer of Christ, she's a woman of God. And you guys need to come next Saturday so that you can meet her personally.
Yes.
All
Come
right.
on. All
All right.
right.
We'll
Well,
see you
you
next
feel
time.
better, and I'm going to call you after this.
Okay, man.
Okay. All
All
right.
right.
Thank
Y'all
you.
take care.